Whenever there's a change, whenever there's an update, rather than focusing on the noise and the news and the sound bites, I focus on how does this affect me? How does it change my life tomorrow? What should I expect? And most importantly, is there a money making opportunity here? Because if there's one thing I know about money and politics, someone is making money. And in the great words of Whitney Houston, for every win, someone must fail. And I do not want to be that person. So let's focus on how this deal with EU affects our wallet, because it will cost us money, but oh, there is a great money making opportunity. As you've heard, a major part of this deal is a 15% import tax tariff on everything we import from the EU. On the screen is what we import from the EU. Our main import is pharmaceuticals. So with a 15% import tax, we should expect increase in prices there. Now, companies have the option of swallowing up the cost because they do make great profit every single year. So they could swallow up the cost and we would see no increase in price. But based on history, based on how things have been done, I think we should all just expect to see increase in prices. It may not happen right away because no one wants to get blasted by the president, but oh, they will come up with ways. It may be a gradual increase, or we may end up seeing shrinkflation where the price stays the same, but we get a lot less per package. Another main import from the EU are cars. Those foreign cars are going to start costing more. They will cost at least 15% more because it will cost 15% more to get it into the country. So your BMWs, your Porsche, your Volkswagen, your Benz, Mercedes-Benz, I know those are all your favorite cars. They will cost more now. But it's not just foreign cars. Some US-made cars, domestic cars, import parts from the EU. So you should expect that cars would end up costing us a little bit more if you're in the market to buy a car. These companies could come up with clever ways to divert and change their supply chain, but we still have other trade deals in the works. So I guess it depends on what trade deals each country has with the US. But I also do know profit margin is king, and they will always focus on profit margin. And if there's an excuse to raise the price, there are items we import from the EU that are not our main imports, but these are the ones that will immediately start affecting our wallet because these are things that you and I, average Americans, buy or use. So items like the foreign beverage, the perfume, the luxury items, cosmetics, skincare, home furnishing, the Scandinavian home furnishing and all, kitchenware, high-end kitchenware, or photography equipments, cinematography equipments and all. We should expect increased prices on these items. But even worse is we should expect we may not have as much variety to pick from anymore because stores know our spending nature. When things cost more, we are more likely to move on to the cheaper brand, to the more affordable brand. And so the stores are more likely to not carry as many options from the EU, knowing that you're not going to make much money from it. It's difficult to narrow down where we'll see increased prices because the EU is our biggest trading partner. The EU and the US have 44% of the global economy. That's almost half of the global economy. So a 15% tax is going to end up spreading into so many different things. We should expect increased prices. It's just what it is. But there is a money-making opportunity. Here is how you could make money. Here is how this could increase your wealth. The EU has agreed to purchase $750 billion in US energy. This is liquid gas, nuclear fuel. This will make them less reliant on Russian gas. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket, reliant on just Russia. They will be purchasing a lot more from US energy. So therefore, there will be increased sales, which means this is an investment opportunity. Because if you put one and two together, stocks for US energy companies are most likely going to go up. I am not an advisor. I'm not a professional. So this is not an advice to buy stocks. I'm just saying, if there's going to be increased sale, $750 billion, this is an investment opportunity. The EU will also be purchasing billions of military equipment, hundreds of billions of US military equipment. Increased sales equals investment opportunity. Now, like I say, when it comes to investment, you do not want to buy single stocks, except NVIDIA, I bought single stock. But in general, you do not want to buy single stocks, buy ETFs or mutual funds. I'm more for ETFs and indexes. that have this company. So you're buying a group of US energy companies stocks, or a group of companies who are focused on military equipment, because you know, and at least for the short term, there will be increased sales and most likely increase in stock prices. You could also choose to not do anything in terms of investment. This deal doesn't really change anything other than our higher cost of living in terms of higher expenses. But in terms of investment, you could just keep doing what you're doing. If you're already investing in your 401k, your Roth IRA, having money taken out from your paycheck to your employer's 401k program or Roth IRA, or if you've been investing on your own and you already have a good diverse portfolio, you could just leave things as is and not worry about that. Just understanding that in general, one thing is for sure, things will cost more. So be wise with your spending. Spending will happen, but be more intentional with your spending. And that way you're not on the losing end. I hope you've gotten something out of this video. I hope it helps you build your wealth either by taking advantage of these investment opportunities, or because you've held on to more of your money and not wasted it in impulse buys because now you know it costs more. Either way, I hope this video has helped you out. And if it has, then give me a thumbs up and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.